How to get your first wholesale deal in 2024. Guys, it's Rick Ginn. In this video, I'm just going to get down to the most effective strategies I use in my business today. And honestly, I used when I started wholesaling, because the last thing you need is somebody fluffing you with a course, overcharging you on how to do wholesale. Let's get into it and show you how to get your first deal in 2024. And I promise you this, if you use this strategy, it's almost impossible to fail, but you're going to have to do the work. So guys, before we get started, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, you hit that subscribe button to get the absolute best information on wholesaling today. So you've probably watching this video because you just started out in wholesaling and you're probably confused at this point because maybe you haven't had a lot of success up to this point, or maybe worse off, you bought someone's course and you're more frustrated because the information is bad, it's all over the board. Well, welcome to wholesaling, and I'm here to clear this up for you. In fact, what I want to do is just dive in and show you exactly what we are doing in our market today. And I'm going to tie it into when I got my first wholesaling deal. You see, it really comes down to you. You're going to get some good information, you're going to get some bad information, but if you take enough action and you get enough leads, it's hard to fail in wholesaling. But most people never get off the ground. In fact, I'm here to tell you, I believe you should get your first 5 wholesaling deals for free, meaning you should not have to pay education for them. You should complete the deals, because if you can do that, it's going to prove to yourself that you are a great fit for wholesaling. You see, 95% of people that start wholesaling fail. Why? Most of the time, gurus overpromise them and overpitch them so they can fill their own pockets. The reality is not a lot of people are cut out for this business. I admit it, and you've got to be honest with yourself. If you do not want to take risks, if you do not want to be uncomfortable, wholesaling is not going to work for you. I don't care if you pay someone 20 grand or I teach you for free. So my style is basically test you first. If you can use the skills I'm about to teach you in this video and go out and you get your first deal, you can easily get 5 deals. And after you get 5 deals, then you can seek out some paid advertising stuff to help scale your wholesaling business. But so many gurus want to teach you how to scale before you even get started. So let's get into it. Let me show you exactly step by step how to get your first deal wholesaling in 2024. So the first thing I'm going to do is send you over to freewholesaling.com. And this is basically where me and my son have taught a course with 28 years experience. And we are still wholesalers today. It's what we do. It's what we love. You know, I'm not going to go anywhere. And the reason I designed this course, because I'm tired of every guru trying to sell everything. Honestly, most of the courses are just repackaged stuff out there. They put on a fancy name and they try to tell you like, you don't have to wholesale with the others. That is one big fat lie. So what I want you to understand, go over to freewholesaling.com. It is 100% free. So you're not violating my policy on getting your first deal for free. Let's get you started there. Now, there's going to be 3 sections to wholesaling. There's going to be marketing, which is basically locating motivated sellers, which is basically what I'm going to concentrate on today, because if you don't figure out this piece, you don't even have to worry about the others, because there's nothing to do if you don't find a great deal and get it under contract. The second one is going to be acquisitions. This is basically when you meet with your sellers, and this is where you learn to negotiate them. And I'm going to show you a simple trick so you don't overpay for your properties, which is really the biggest issue I see with most wholesalers, because they don't understand wholesaling. And step 3 is dispositions. This is simply selling your contracts to cash buyers in what we call an assignment contract. And this is where we teach you how to build a robust cash buyers list. But those are the 3 phases. What I want to do is concentrate on marketing right now. You have to master marketing as a wholesaler, because without marketing, you do not have a business. And honestly, this is the hardest part to get started in wholesaling. In fact, most gurus are going to tell you you have to pay for your marketing. Well, if it was that easy, we'd all start out doing it. The reality is you don't completely understand the wholesaling business, and you're going to have to go through the journey. How long? It just depends on how far you want to take off with it, because if you start outsourcing everything right off the bat, you're just going to have to blindly trust people. And I'm here to tell you, in the wholesaling world, you will be taken advantage of. The courses range anywhere from $99 up to $30,000. I've already solved this to you. Go over to freewholesaling.com. I've been doing this 20 plus years personally. I'm going to show you how to get your first wholesaling deal. And not only that, I'll show you how to get to your first $100,000 deal. And then if you want to JV with me, I would love to do that with you. That's why I offer this service for free, because I'm tired of everybody getting ripped off by people that don't really wholesale anymore. So marketing, I'm going to teach you 2 particular marketing techniques. Here's the good news is they're free, but you're going to have to hustle and you're going to have to take a massive amount of action, because it is going to require a lot of work from you. Number 1, a simple method is called driving for dollars. This is where you go out and find blue collar neighborhoods. These are regular people who work 9 to 5. Your average homes in your market, those are where you want to be finding deals. And you're looking for what we call distressed property. These are properties with high grass, mailboxes knocked down, blue tarps on the roof, roof, boarded up windows. They look vacant. They just don't look right. Honestly, this is the best method to get a deal instantly in 2024. It is the fastest way, because if I had a list of 10,000 prospects and you had a list of 500 driving for dollars where you put your eyes on it, your list is going to way outperform mine, and it's going to be much easier to get through. You simply need to look up the owner of record in your property appraiser site, and then basically what you have to do is what we call a skip trace. And this is nothing more the art of finding out their contact information, specifically their phone number. Rick, but that's going to cost me money. No, just go over to truepeoplesearch.com and you can do it 100% for free. Or even better, go over to dmzack.com. We've partnered up with our partners there at Deal Machine, and we actually give you the ability to have unlimited skip tracing, basically with a subscription with it. Honestly, this used to cost thousands per month, and now basically for a nominal fee, you can skip trace anybody you want in the world. How amazing is that? dmzack.com. It is an amazing tool for you to help get your first deal. But remember, you can still do all this for free. I stress to you, if you can learn to get your first wholesale deal for free, you can easily get 5 deals. And then from there, you can scale your business to whatever level you want to go to. Why? I need proof that you're going to go out there and do the work. The people that go out and use these tactics I'm teaching today do amazing. The ones that sit around and wait for a duplex to pull up in their driveway, they never get off the ground. The next type of leads I want you to gather are basically government lists. Now, if you want to learn how to do all the government lists, go over to freewholesaling.com. These are free lists derived from your government, usually through the city and county agencies, of people that potentially could have a problem with their house. They could be facing foreclosure, meaning they didn't pay their mortgage. They could have code violations where they let their grass get too high and the city's fining them. And if they don't rectify it within 30 days, they can have a fines and liens imposed on their home up to $100 a day. So honestly, these people need help. Basically, guys, where there's smoke, there's fire. Now, here's the good news. These government lists are free, so they fit right in our requirements. The bad news is it does take work to get them. You're going to earn these lists. Sometimes it would be easier to pay for it lists, but these lists are the best way to get your first deal in 2024. And the reality is you're going to have to put some time in it, and you're going to get some resistance on these lists. To overcome resistance, you've got to beat it with persistence. If you want to learn more how to do that, go over to freewholesaling.com. Now, I'm going to give you 4 types of government lists that are going to give you the highest probability of getting a deal fast. Number 1, code violations. Oh my God. These are the best lists. I started out in wholesaling, and that's how I got most of my deals in my first 2 years, and I still do it today. And that's why I want you to understand, I've been in this business 20 plus years. It's tried and true. This has been around forever, guys. I didn't invent this. So go with what works. Don't try to row against the river. Upstream, you want to go downstream, use these government lists. The second list you want to get is the pre-foreclosure list. These are people that are behind on their mortgage payments. You're also going to get the eviction list. These are landlords that are evicting their tenants due to non-payment or damages to the property. And the last one is probates. This is when somebody passes away and they assign somebody, usually in the family or a friend, to be a designated representative to wind up all their financial affairs. This is called the PR, the personal representative. Once you find the personal representative on the probate docket, you're basically going to skip trace them and get their contact information, and you can send them a letter and give them a phone call. It's real simple. Now, I know what you're saying, well, wait, Rick, I've got their name, I got their phone number. How do I reach out to these people? And what do I say? It's real simple. Are you the owner of 123 USA Street? Yes. And you got any interest in selling the property? I'm interested in buying it. And that's it. You want to find out if there's interest. After that, you're going to go into what we call the qualifications. If you want to learn how to qualify any seller for a motivated seller deal for wholesaling, go to freewholesaling.com. We teach you in much greater depth than I can do in this video. But remember, you just got to make the phone call and find out if they're interested. Don't overthink it. Just do it. You're going to freak out. You're going to be scared and uncomfortable. But if you want to change your financial future, if you want to get freedom of your time, and you really want to become rich, you're going to have to start making these bold moves, because I did them. My son's done them. The only difference is, are you going to do it? In fact, this is why 95% of people fail in wholesaling, because they love the dream. Some guru sold them on how easy it was. And the truth is they didn't understand they actually had to do the work. I'm here to tell you, you got to do the work. So I'd rather you go out and get your first deal under these methods I'm teaching you than go out and use some paid advertisement and find out you're going to fail, or worse yet, pay a guru 5 or 10 grand for the information. Honestly, I supply to you for free at freewholesaling.com, and it's much deeper. So we're going to add one more technique to it. So we have the driving for dollars, which I love. Then you're going to get the government list. I taught you about 4 lists, and we're going to take 2 specific lists and use a specialty technique, which gets great results. You're going to grab the code violations and the pre-foreclosures. Once you get those lists, we're going to use a tactic called reverse driving for dollars. And then this is nothing more of assimilating an address and doing it in logistical order, and then driving by and sticking notes on the door. It's just a yellow sticky note. You can use a stamp, you can handwrite it. I got a quick question about your house, your phone number, and your virtual phone number. Now, why do you do this? You put out 100 stickies, 15 people call you back. I just saved you from 85 painful conversations. And with Ring doorbells and everything else, it's really hard to contact with people. And when people get a note on their door like that, they usually call you back. It has a high return call rate. This is why we use it. And talk to the people that want to sell. It's extremely effective. I'm here to tell you right now, if you use the driving for dollars, you gather the government list, the 4 specific ones I just taught you, and you implement the reverse driving for dollars on the code violations and the pre-foreclosures, you are well on your way to getting your first deal in 2024. Now, the last little part I'm going to share with you, when you come across a motivated seller and everything's going well and you get down to the negotiating part, let's be honest, most of you don't know how to negotiate, and I'm here to protect you against that, because most of you are going to try to get a yes right off the bat, and I'm going to teach you how to get a no. I'm going to teach you the go for no strategy. Now, if you want to learn more on how to do it, go over to freewholesaling.com. But if the property is, say, worth $200,000 and say it just needed modest repairs, I'm going to teach you basically how to make a lowball offer. But Rick, I'm going to get rejected. That's the point. When you get rejected, you typically get what we call a counter offer, and you can start a negotiation. If the property is worth 200 and then you offered 175 and then they turn you down, what are you going to do from there? There's no money to make. So you're better off at going in and offer at like 100,000, and you have to build great rapport. You have to have a great conversation, and then let yourself build back up, because most likely they're going to tell you no. But guess what? They're going to react to you. And that reaction is what we call a negotiation. You can thank me later, because the biggest problem wholesalers have, other than failing right off the bat, is they offered too much for the property because they didn't understand. You want to find the seller's lowest amount they'll take for the property. I can't just say, hey, Mr. Seller, what's the lowest you'll take for it? So just make them a lowball offer. So worth 200, offer them 100, 110,000, and see where they respond with you. And then take time, build it up. And then maybe they wind up at like 130, 140. Remember, if you offer too much, there's no way to go backwards on it. It's actually ridiculous. It's much easier to come up than it is to go down. If you want to learn more about the strategy, go over to freewholesaling.com. I'll teach you the go for no, and I can teach you a million other avenues to get your first wholesaling deal for free. But more importantly, I want you to use the 3 specific strategies I taught you in this video. If you will go out and apply yourself, get a ton of leads. I mean, like 500 leads, and then take the action and talk to these people, keep following up with them, your odds to get your first wholesaling deal in 2024 are very good, but you got to put in the work. Listen, you can either make a million excuses or $1 million, but you can't do both. If you'll take the action and get a ton of leads, it's really impossible to fail in wholesaling. Most people that fail in wholesaling is they don't get a lot of leads and they take very little action. And that is a recipe for disaster. But you are going to take action. Use these exact skill sets I've taught you. And if you want to learn more, go over to freewholesaling.com. Let me know in the comments which ones you're going to use to get your first deal in 2024. As usual, if you got value from this video, do me a favor, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. This is Rick Ginn. I'll see you in the next video.